Blondin Professional Real Estate is a family-owned, boutique-style brokerage with over 40 years' experience serving the counties that surround St. Louis. See how their approach to real estate will help you by visiting blondinrealestate.com. What happens when you put a career-focused woman with 2 kids trying to balance home and work life in a room with a microphone? Lots of laughter, tears, and great advice. I'm Jill Devine, and welcome to 2 Kids and a Career. Welcome to episode 43, which happens to be the final episode of season 3. Season 4 is going to launch in 2 weeks, which will be September 9th. I always launch on Wednesdays, so keep that in mind. But I will keep reminding you on social media, which you can follow me at Jill Devine on Instagram, Jill Devine Media, Facebook, Twitter, at Jill Devine Radio, or you can go to jilldevine.com and everything is listed there for you. But again, season 3 wrapping up with this episode, and season 4 will launch on September 9th. I'm going to tell you about season 4 and what I hope to have in season 4, what I expect to have in season 4. But first, I just wanted to do a little recap on season 3. And something I realized was I don't think I ever addressed solo what happened to me from season 1 and 2 up to season 3. I addressed it in social media, but I didn't fully talk about it on the podcast. I did talk about it with my guest. And I guess maybe we all know what happens when you assume, but maybe I thought that if you were following me on social media, you knew what had happened and you knew what was going on. But quickly, I will explain that I was in radio for over 20 years in the St. Louis market. And on December 5th, 2019, I lost my job at the latest radio station I had worked for 9 years. I had worked there. And the reason why, they didn't renew my contract. And it's taken a lot for me to work on myself, because basically it's a blow to my ego. Who likes rejection? Who doesn't want to be wanted? There are probably some people that can handle that better, work through that better than I did, but that's what I was struggling with when I was let go. And in the process, had 2 wonderful women that I continue to work with at Evoke Creative Co. that reached out that said, we believe in you. We believe in your name. We believe in your brand. We are going to invest in you. You're going to create a business. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to be a small business owner. You're going to kick ass. And we're going to be there every step of the way. And yeah, I mean, it's been crazy, definitely, but that's what's happening. And so continuing 2 Kids in a Career, I love this podcast. It went from being an extension of who I was on the radio to now, this is my thing. This is what brings me joy. This is what makes me just fight and just keep going. And then I also have blogging that I love to do at jilldevine.com. And, there's some other stuff up my sleeve that I will reveal soon with Jill Devine Media, which is the business I own. So I launched all this during a pandemic, or the beginning phases of a pandemic, which has been cray-cray. I know it's been crazy for a lot of people. And so it's been a very, very difficult season. Now I have my little girls at home every day because their school closed because of the pandemic. At one point, my husband was furloughed, and it was crazy. It was just a weird time. It was just so weird. That's the only way I can describe it. And I think that that's how a lot of people have been describing things, and it continues to be weird. So it's just been really crazy. And I hope to talk about more of that in season 4. So that's one of the things that I am looking forward to in season 4. I'm continuing to have guests and experts on, but I also plan on having individuals on that it's just candid conversations, whether it's a former listener who has just reached out to say, I just want to say hi, and just say it's good to have you back with this podcast, hey, come on the podcast. Let's chat. There's no limit to who can be on this podcast and what we can talk about. And my number one thing, and I've said this so many different times, if I can help one person, if one person can get something from an episode, then that's it. That's what I hope to do. So season 4 will definitely have a lot more of those just random, I like to refer to them as, let's just pretend that we're at happy hour having a few drinks, which would be fun to record if we could all just go out and do that. But anyway, that's what this is going to be. We're just friends. That's what I want this podcast to always be about. And like I said, I'll still have those experts on and individuals that have things that maybe can provide help in your life. So season 4, again, will launch on Wednesday, September 9th. But back to season 3 real fast. There have been so many great guests on, talking to healthcare experts about COVID, talking to a CPA for small business owners and what they should be doing, to talking to an expert about race and racism, to talking to best-selling authors who provide information on how you work on yourself, to a life coach who helps you with the anxiety that you're going through. I mean, I feel like this season has had some incredible individuals on to help with what we're dealing with in this moment with the pandemic and with race and racism, what we're experiencing. So I encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes. And then even season 1 and season 2, that's just kind of the groundwork for this podcast. Every single person I have talked to that I've had on this podcast, I have gotten something from. A little bit of nugget. That's what I have gotten it from. So I'm hoping that the same is for you. I'd also like to thank you for listening and sticking with me and providing insight and knowledge. I mean, if you have an idea and you think that I should cover it on the podcast, email me, hello@jilldevine.com, or on my social media, DM me, send, I don't know, however you want to do it, get a hold of me. I would love to hear your thoughts and what you would like to add. And I'm going to start shouting out some supermoms. Be on the lookout for that, because us moms, we got to stick together, man. Oh my gosh, it is tough work. My goodness, it's hard work. So some supermoms. Start thinking about those supermoms in your life, or even you. It's okay to brag on yourself. So that's something to look forward to in season 4. And I think that's it, really. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so and rate and review, because in all honesty, the more ratings and reviews that I get through especially Apple Podcast, the better my chances in getting in front of other people and helping other people. And like I said, if there's a topic you think I should cover, a guest that I should reach out to, or you just want to come on and talk about something that is on your mind, email me, hello@jilldevine.com, or you can go to jilldevine.com. There's a contact form there, or on the socials. Instagram is @JillDevine, Facebook @JillDevine Media, and Twitter @JillDevine Radio. So I'm going to take a 2-week break and get ready to kick ass for season 4. And I hope that you will come along with me. Again, that's going to launch on September 9th. New episodes launch every Wednesday. And thank you. I have been falling in love with all these properties that I see at blondinrealestate.com and also on their social media outlets. They have some fantastic properties to choose from, and they meet every single lifestyle you can imagine. You want to be closer to the city? They have it. You want to be out in the country? They have it. You want to be someplace in the middle? They have it. See for yourself online, blondinrealestate.com. That's blondinrealestate.com. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and if you're feeling really generous, write me a review. And don't forget to join me next week for a new episode of Two Kids and a Career.